And now it's time for one of our favorite segments, the D-Bag Award. So, Nathan, what the heck is a D-Bag Award?
Well, Michael, I'm glad you asked. The D-Bag Award, which of course is short for Dershowitz Bag, is an award that we like to give out to people that make hilariously self-defeating arguments that are the equivalent of running into a barn and just stepping on a rake and it just bashing you in the head, which, by the way, I've done that. It really fucking hurts.
Yeah, I've done that too. You never, it's remarkable how fast a rake can just come up and hit you in the face. Like there's some, sound barrier breaking shit going on there.
Yeah. Like you see it happen in cartoons and you're like, oh, that's funny. And then it happens to you and you're like, holy shit.
Yeah.
And of course, the Dershowitz Bag Award is named after Alan Dershowitz for that fateful time that he stood in front of Congress and said that Donald Trump could not have possibly done anything that rose to the level of impeachment by pressuring a foreign government to help him win an election because he believed it was within the national interest for him to win that election.
I fucking love that argument. That's amazing.
Golden.
That is amazing. So
we immortalized that argument.
So who could possibly rise to the level of a D-bag?
Well, I know that in our last segment, I was talking about how Michael is a very clever dude, but it turns out not all Michaels are created equal.
Interesting.
Because our D-bag this week is Daily Wire host Michael Knowles.
Michael Knowles. All right, come on down. What did this
Mikey
Michael
Noe,
do?
come on down.
Michael Noe.
No, Mikey Noe.
Mikey Noe.
I try to find a way to bastardize everybody's name for these segments.
In a minimizing
and
way.
Sometimes I had to think about that one for a sec. Like, Mikey Noe. I guess, Mikey Noe.
Okay, Mikey Noe.
Yeah. So Michael Knowles, which I'm sure he's been on the show before, was talking about the fact that apparently American society has started to do a little bit of a backtrack into conservatism. And he said that according to the Gallup poll, they are now at the same level of conservatism as they were in 2012. Which, I mean, we have been noticing that. We've been noticing that, like, especially religious right-wing groups have been becoming more adamant about like anti-gay stuff and anti-trans stuff than they were even a few years ago. So we have definitely been noticing that. But for him, that's not enough. He said, quote, "I do not want America to be as socially conservative as 2012. I want our civilization to be as socially conservative as they were in 1220. I don't even want the 1950s. I don't even want the 1880s. I want 1220. That would be a good spot to land on. At the very least, I think we ought to be as conservative as we were before all the modern ideology corroded our civilization."
That's amazing.
He's talking about the Enlightenment.
Yeah.
He's talking about the Enlightenment.
He doesn't want the fucking Enlightenment. I don't want all those compass using, star knowing, astronomers deciding my ideology.
See, here's the thing. Like, the reason why this is a Dershowitz bag is because it flies in the face of everything that modern conservatives try to argue.
Yeah.
Like, they try to argue that their whole thing is about freedom on every level, economic freedom and the freedom to be as, whatever as you want to be, as long as you're, not being gay or trans or whatever. And this kind of just this
freedom
kind of
wasn't a
flies in the face
concept
of that.
until the Enlightenment. Enlightenment invented freedom.
Wasn't a concept. And also, like, in this segment, he even goes after classical liberalism, which is neoliberalism, which is literally all that the Republican Party talks about.
Yeah.
So he doesn't even want capitalism. Like, he doesn't even want capitalism is too liberal for him.
Yeah.
He wants feudalism. He wants us to go back to fucking feudalism.
I love the idea that when you self-recognize that your ideology is from the Dark Ages and you just lean into it.
Yeah.
You know, the worst time, the worst era It's literally called the Dark Ages.
It was called the Dark Ages. And I love that he's saying, I don't want to go back to the 1950s because repealing the Civil Rights Act and being a bunch of racist assholes, that's not enough for me.
Not enough. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's just not enough. All right. I want to go back to a time before the concept of slavery being immoral, before that was a thing. I want to go back to a time before women had any rights, like when they were literally treated as property.
All people were treated as property. It was like everybody who wasn't a nobleman.
Yeah. Again, he doesn't even want capitalism. Like, if that's what you're saying, if you want the social organization of 1220, you don't want capitalism.
Yeah.
All right. You don't want capitalism. You are a feudalist. You are a complete fucking feudalist. And I'd like to point something else out. Like, he said this in a studio in front of a camera, speaking into a microphone, all things that if you took back and showed people from 1220, you'd be burned as a witch because they believed in witches.
Yeah. These people are constantly worried about witch hunts. Let's send them back to a time when there's actual fucking witch hunts. Oh my God.
What a giveaway.
What an idiot.
This is in this particular case, he is either telling you who he is or he is telling you how fucking stupid he is.
Yeah.
Like, if he's actually telling you what he is, then anybody that calls himself a capitalist needs to immediately just never listen to a word he says again. All right. Because again, this guy is saying he wants to go back to feudalism. Adam Smith, fun fact, did not exist.
Yeah.
in 1220.
There was no invisible hand of the market. It was just the actual hand of your, feudal enslaver actually hitting you.
Yeah. I don't know if he was just trying to be clever with oh, look, I'm switching the name back and forth. But I don't even necessarily think that is what he was saying. Cause he even said I don't even want us to go back to 1950s.
Yeah.
And he's specifically saying all of this modern ideology corroded our society. He's talking about the Enlightenment that gave us scientific advancements that led to you being able to speak your own bullshit.
Yeah.
All right. It led to the idea of freedom of speech, which means that anybody, no matter how stupid they are, can say whatever the hell they want. All right. If we actually went back to that time, you wouldn't be allowed to talk.
Yeah.
All right.
You would be burned at a stake and then also not allowed to talk.
You'd be burned at the stake for being a witch. You wouldn't be allowed to talk because there's no freedom of speech. Man, what a giveaway. What an idiot. Giveaway.
So congratulations to Mikey Knowles for being this week's D-Bag.